Today, my friends, we are looking at an exciting field watch, strangely offered thanks to a Hollywood movie. Imagine Hamilton's best khaki field ever made wasn't intended to be put into production. This was exclusively made as a prop for the movie Interstellar. Hamilton is known for providing wristwatches for various themed movies, like the Ventura for the Men in Black series, the Indiana Jones edition, or the Below Zero featured in the movie Tenet. The difference is these watches existed before being available for larger audiences, before they were proposed as cinema watches, where the automatic Khaki Field Murph wasn't, being called as the mysterious watch or the second one, because the main watch from the movie Interstellar was the khaki aviation model worn by Matthew McConaughey, which was a production series watch. So after the success of the movie, seeing as well the attention received by the enthusiasts for the khaki aviation model, Hamilton decided to launch this mysterious watch worn by Jessica Chastain, my beloved actress, named Khaki Field Murph Automatic. Initially launched in a 42mm size, and after a couple of years where the trends for small-sized watches was a reality, the model was downscaled to a more relevant size in 38mm as a proper field watch. But we will see there are interesting differences between these two models besides the diameter. As first impressions, I was totally surprised by the quality of the watch before I was challenging the price difference between this and the Khaki Field Mechanical and the automatic one against this one, which didn't felt justifiable. But you can tell this watch is special, has an aura, a specific finishing level and a distinct color palette, especially if you can see it on a shelf next to other watches. I bought the watch as pre-owned. I never had the chance to see the 38mm version into an AD because it was always sold out. So I wasn't sure what to expect from this Murph. So Hamilton had to differentiate in quality this Murph edition compared to the affordable Khaki Field versions or automatic. And they did it in my opinion, because there is something genuine and natural in this case combined with the dial layout, which is simple but yet purposeful. So the profile of the case is simplified and arched to offer strength and curiosity in the same time, coming up with refined satin surfaces with a polished bezel ring, which makes the watch less sophisticated, better balanced and a bit elegant. And I do have to point out how the lugs are falling towards the wrist. However, the crown is sufficiently oversized to break the elegant lines of the case to remind us of the purpose of this field watch. As packaging, the overall case design is complemented by a premium leather strap made in a crocodile pattern, which elevates the quality of the watch even more. And then the dial composition is very simple, but very interesting in the same time, being surrounded by vintage-inspired and well-articulated numerals, which reminds us of the World War II Dirty Dozen's American field watches, with the numerals, however, a bit more wider, adjusted in a modern way. The color and the overall printing on the dial is on a patina sand color, not white, not brown, which pretty much brightens the dial composition. Now, the star of the show and the accent that literally breaks the classy rhythm of the watch must definitely be the cathedral hands, inspired as well from the pilots and the field watches of the Second World War, if not earlier. The composition of the hands against the dial is powerful and purposeful. The elegance of the hands with the long tips really makes the watch more gracious and interesting, but practical as well, because the numerals and the hands are loomed pretty even and convenient for a military/Hollywood watch. The overall composition being balanced on top by a lacquered Hamilton logo printed as text, and the bottom labels khaki and automatic. But overall, the DNA doesn't feel as of a field watch. I think the lack of the railway track, it makes it more generic as genre than a military watch. The hands are finished similar to a Longines Spirit on a blasted tone, which makes the hands matted when previewed from the front, looking like a white matted coating, but reflecting in the light as well because of the tiny particles obtained through the blasting process, which is actually a cool premium accent added to the dial design. And I don't know if you knew, but unlike the 42mm size, this 38mm version doesn't have on the second hand the word Eureka printed in the Morse code. And interesting to discuss about the sizing of this watch, because 38mm in diameter sounds small, but in reality it's not. has a 38mm diameter with 44.5mm as lug tip. The lug tip 20mm between the lugs and 11.5mm in height, but without the domed crystal has 10.5mm, so pretty thin and weighs with the leather strap 64 grams. We have a domed sapphire crystal and the case ensures 100 meters war resistance, so a 360 degrees GADA watch born from the success of Hollywood. When we flip the watch, we have a see-through sapphire which unveils the automatic caliber H10 based on the ETA2824, which offers 80 hours power reserve. But getting back to the quality of the watch, I met a good friend of mine, a friend of the channel as well. He had the Longines Marine Nationale on the wrist, I had the Khaki Murph, and putting them side by side we were like, why is this double the price? Because the Murph looks like the better watch and at least as premium as the Marine Nationale model, concluding both that the Longines Marine Nationale is definitely not worth twice of the price of the Murph, and the Murph which is not worth twice the price of the Khaki Field mechanical or automatic. And in terms of wearability and comfort, looking at the specs, the Murph definitely delivers. It's lightweight, thin and compact, enough to basically sit on any wrist with ease. And I also have to find myself a bracelet for it to see how it fits. As strap options, as I said, the leather strap in a crocodile finish really elevates the watch, making it premium and appealing. However, this watch works with NATOs, as I'm matching this mustard NATO strap with a vertical pattern which communicates chromatically with the patina sand numerals and the hands. Or why not with this leather vented racing strap, which makes the watch more interesting. It makes the watch to pop even more on the wrist. As a conclusion, the Khaki Murph is an extremely well-built watch. The quality and the size is there. And knowing how much Hamilton increased their prices of their watches lately for below $1,000, I think this can sit in any collection as a solid, the sole or the single field watch. Of course, although this watch is not a direct reissue of any vintage Hamilton watch, the brand had massive experience with field watches to be inspired from, and as a result the Hamilton Khaki Murph Automatic in 38mm will qualify as a Brave Beater on the channel in the position number 56. You can find the Brave Beaters selection by simply click on the Brave Beaters playlist from the channel. So that is it. Hope you enjoyed this Hollywood production of the Khaki Murph. With usual curiosity, what do you think about this 38mm version? Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave and stay safe.